Remember your first iPod, or when you got that flip phone? Those were the days! Tech gadgets were so cool back then, everyone wanted the newest thing. We waited in line for hours. We couldn't wait to show them off. Let's hop into a time machine and go back. Remember the Walkman or the Game Boy? Those were game changers. We're going to revisit these awesome gadgets. Get ready for a trip down memory lane.
Before Spotify and iPhones, we had the Walkman. This was huge, music on the go. No more being stuck at home. The Walkman used cassette tapes. Remember rewinding with a pencil? Classic. The Walkman changed how we listened to music. It was freedom. It was portable music for everyone. It was a revolution.
The Game Boy was epic. It was Nintendo's handheld console. We could play games anywhere. Tetris, Pokémon, and Super Mario on the go. Amazing. The Game Boy was a game changer. It was the start of portable gaming. It was a cultural phenomenon. Everyone wanted one.
Section 5. Brick phones calling the future. Remember those huge mobile phones? We called them brick phones. They were big and heavy. But they were cool. We could make calls from anywhere. These phones were expensive, but they started a revolution. They were the first step to the smartphones we have today.
Section 6. Dial-up modems, the sound of the internet. Before Wi-Fi, we had dial-up modems. Remember that sound? Burst. It was slow. It took forever to connect, but it was our connection to the internet. We used dial-up for everything. Emails, browsing, chat rooms. It was the early days of the internet. It was exciting.
Section 7. Floppy disks, saving files, one disk at a time. Floppy disks were once the cornerstone of personal and professional data storage. Before USB drives, there were floppy disks. These small, square pieces of plastic were the primary means of saving and transferring files. They were square and floppy, hence the name. The design was simple yet effective, with a magnetic disk inside that stored the data. We used them to save our files. Whether it was a school project, important work documents, or even games, floppy disks were the go-to storage medium. Floppy disks didn't hold much data. Typically, they could store only 0.44 megabytes, but they were essential. In an era where hard drives were expensive and cloud storage was non-existent, floppy disks were invaluable. They were how we stored and shared information. Friends would exchange disks to share software, and businesses relied on them for data transfer. They were our digital suitcases. Just like a suitcase carries your belongings, a floppy disk carried your digital life. From documents to images, everything was stored on these small disks. The process of using a floppy disk was quite straightforward. You'd insert the disk into the drive, wait for the computer to recognize it, and then save or retrieve your files. However, they were also prone to damage. A single scratch or exposure to a magnet could render the disk useless, losing all the data stored on it. Despite their fragility, floppy disks were a revolutionary step in the evolution of data storage. They paved the way for more advanced storage solutions. As technology advanced, floppy disks were eventually replaced by more robust and higher capacity storage devices like CDs, DVDs, and USB drives. But the legacy of the floppy disk lives on. Today, they are a nostalgic reminder of the early days of personal computing. Many museums and collectors still cherish these iconic pieces of technology. For those who grew up using them, floppy disks evoke a sense of nostalgia. They remind us of a simpler time when saving a file was a tangible action. While they may no longer be in use, the impact of floppy disks on the world of computing is undeniable. They were the pioneers of portable data storage. Some creative individuals have even repurposed old floppy disks into art and crafts, giving them a new lease on life. In conclusion, floppy disks were more than just storage devices. They were a symbol of the digital revolution, marking the beginning of an era where information could be easily saved and shared. So, here's to the humble floppy disk. Thank you for being our first digital suitcase, carrying our precious data, one disk at a time.
Section 8. CRT TVs, the boxy giants. Remember those big boxy TVs? They were heavy and took up a lot of space, but they were our window to the world. We watched cartoons on them, we saw historical events unfold. CRT TVs were a central part of our homes.
Section 9. Film cameras, capturing memories. Before digital cameras and smartphones, we had film cameras. We had to load film. We had a limited number of photos. We had to wait to develop the film. But film cameras were special. They captured moments in time. The photos were precious. Each one told a story.
Section 10. From classic to cutting edge, the legacy of old gadgets. These old gadgets might seem outdated now, but they were revolutionary in their time. The Walkman, for instance, was a game changer in the world of personal music. Before its invention, music was something you enjoyed at home or in your car. The Walkman made it possible to take your favorite tunes with you wherever you went, changing the way we experience music forever. They changed how we lived, worked, and played. The brick phone, though bulky by today's standards, was the first step towards mobile communication. It allowed people to make calls on the go, breaking the chains of landline telephones. Similarly, the CRT TV brought the world into our living rooms, making it possible to watch live events, news, and entertainment from the comfort of our homes. They paved the way for the technology we have today. The floppy disk, with its limited storage capacity, was a crucial tool for data transfer and storage in its time. It laid the groundwork for the development of more advanced storage solutions like USB drives and cloud storage. The dial-up modem, with its distinctive connection sound, was our first gateway to the internet, a precursor to the high-speed broadband we now take for granted. The Walkman led to iPods and music streaming. The evolution from cassette tapes to digital music players and streaming services has revolutionized the music industry. Today we have access to millions of songs at our fingertips, thanks to the pioneering efforts of early gadgets like the Walkman. The Game Boy inspired handheld gaming consoles. This portable gaming device brought video games out of the arcade and into our hands, making gaming a more personal and accessible experience. It set the stage for the development of modern handheld consoles like the Nintendo Switch and mobile gaming on smartphones. Brick phones evolved into smartphones. These gadgets were pioneers. The transformation from the hefty brick phone to the sleek, multifunctional smartphones we use today is a testament to the rapid advancement of technology. Each of these old gadgets, in their own way, contributed to the development of the cutting-edge devices we rely on every day. They remind us of a time when innovation was just beginning to take shape, and they continue to inspire the technology of the future.
Section 11. The future of tech, building on the past. Technology is always evolving. From the earliest days of human civilization, we have always sought to improve our tools and methods. The wheel, the printing press, the steam engine, each of these innovations built upon the knowledge and discoveries of previous generations. What's cutting edge today might be outdated tomorrow. Think about the rapid pace at which technology has advanced in just the past few decades. The bulky cell phones of the 1980s have given way to sleek smartphones that fit in our pockets and have more computing power than the computers that sent astronauts to the moon. But one thing's for sure, the march of progress is unstoppable. Every new invention, every new piece of technology stands on the shoulders of what came before. The internet, for example, wouldn't exist without the development of the computer, which in turn relied on earlier advancements in mathematics and engineering. We learn from the past. By studying the successes and failures of previous technologies, we can make better decisions about the future. The history of technology is filled with examples of ideas that were ahead of their time, only to be revisited and perfected years later. We build on the innovations of those who came before us. The smartphone, for instance, is a culmination of decades of research and development in various fields, from telecommunications to computer science to materials engineering. Each breakthrough paved the way for the next, creating a chain reaction of innovation. What will be the next big thing? It's hard to say for certain, but we can make educated guesses based on current trends and emerging technologies. Artificial intelligence, quantum computing, and biotechnology are just a few areas that hold immense potential for groundbreaking advancements. What will be the next Walkman or Game Boy? Only time will tell. These iconic devices revolutionize the way we consume media and entertain ourselves, and their impact is still felt today. Future innovations will likely have a similar transformative effect on our lives. But one thing's for sure, it will be exciting. The future of technology promises to bring new challenges and opportunities, pushing the boundaries of what we thought was possible. As we continue to build on the past, we can look forward to a future filled with endless possibilities and incredible advancements.